Where am I looking? Where am I looking, Paul? Is it over here? We're on the tablet again. We are. That's why I'm speaking up, because the microphone isn't as good.
Isn't it?
No. I had to boost the sound last week in editing. Because my camera, it's superior in quality.
Yeah, it just doesn't work.
Just doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's given up. It's given up after... How many years have I had that camera?
Well, it's the battery, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm not technically minded.
You need to buy another battery and
Probably.
then see if that works.
Yeah, spend more money.
Well, if you want to use your camera, you're going to have a new battery.
Yes, I know.
I mean, they do run out after a while.
They do.
Because they're rechargeable and then they stop recharging.
Rechargeable. That's
God,
French.
I can't stand rechargeable batteries.
Can't you?
Well, they never seem to
They don't
work.
like you either. You've got field appeal today, Paul. Are you wearing your braces? Oh, look! Look, everybody! It's braces with a gardening theme. Oh, they're so sexy. Oh, Paul. Anyway, welcome, bloody welcome. My name is Richard.
I'm Paul.
And this show is called...
Sunday Chat!
Lovely. Welcome, bloody welcome.
How long have we been doing Sunday Chat?
I don't know. We've done...
It's over 2 years.
How many episodes have we done?
Oh, I don't know.
We must have done over 100 episodes.
I would have thought so, yeah. Of Sunday Chat!
Yes, lovely. Welcome to Sunday. We've made it through the week. A rather windy week this week.
It's been so windy.
That's right. Things have been battered and blown about all over the bloody place.
Yeah, they certainly have.
Well, it's such a shame because there's so many, sort of tall plants that are coming up.
Growing.
Well, they're growing and coming up, but they're getting knocked over. Microcosmia leaves are getting battered. Well, we won't have a show of beautiful crocosmia, will we? Due to the wind. Blame it on the wind.
But the wind does actually, we do need some wind because it stabilises the roots. So roots then get quite firm in the ground.
Well, it also breaks the cell walls of the cells in young stems, thus sending more healing cells to the site, which strengthen the stem. I was giving the science lesson, Paul. I do know some things. I'm not a complete bimbo.
Not a complete one.
No, not completely.
No.
Just because I don't know what the name of a hexagon is.
Didn't you?
No, I called it a sexagram. Well, it was the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah, there we are.
And then I realised that a sexagram was usually a half-naked man at the door with a birthday greeting.
Have you ever had a sexagram?
They're not called sexagrams, Paul. They're called kissograms.
Have you ever had kissogram?
No, I've never had a stripogram or a kissogram.
I have.
Have you?
Yeah.
Lucky you.
When I was working in the West End, I had one then when I was at Theatre Goers.
What for?
It was for my birthday.
Right.
What birthday
was it? A man?
Yeah.
What? Who stripped off?
Yeah.
I mean, you could just treat yourself, couldn't you, one day? Just for a buzz.
Oh, I see, yeah.
You could just treat yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Cheaper than a male prostitute.
But obviously with 2 metre...
I'm joking.
2 metre... What, it's not cheaper
I've
than
never had anybody who paid for sex. Ever. Although I've been paying most of the past 27 years. We're joking before people get stupid ideas, honestly.
I don't know what the... You'd have to do the 2 metre distancing at the moment.
Well, it'd be quite difficult, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah. They were all the rage in the
They were. People
80s
were
and
running
90s.
kissogram businesses all over the place, weren't they? I know. How lovely.
I mean, it was like approved lap dancing in many ways, wasn't it? In workplaces. It was
I know, people
very bizarre.
people squirting cream on their private parts and getting a complete stranger to lick it off.
Mind you, that was a normal day at the Theatre Goers Club of Great Britain anyway. So,
Oh, the days of youth.
yes.
The days of youth and carefree
times. Yeah. I used to love working in the West End, and I think the days where I was... Oh, well, you posted something on Planet Vegetaria, a photograph of St Martin's Court the other day. Goodwins Court.
Goodwins Court.
Of St Martin's Lane.
Yeah.
And it just brought back so many memories of... Because the window... I used to work in the accounts office initially at the Theatre Goers Club of Great Britain when I first came to London. And the window for the accounts office looked right along Goodwins Court. And it was just the...
Maybe you should give a description of what Goodwins Court is.
It's a really narrow court. It's mostly only about 3.5, 4 foot wide at its widest.
It's a tiny little street.
But it's a walk. You can only walk through it. You can't drive through it because it's so narrow.
Very enclosed.
Particularly on St Martin's Lane. It's only about 3 foot on St Martin's Lane. And then it's narrower at St Martin's Lane entrance, then it widens out a bit.
You didn't explain that clearly.
Well, you keep on interrupting me.
It's a tiny little narrow street, reminiscent...
It's not a street.
Reminiscent of old London, very old London.
With old buildings.
Very, very... If you imagine the narrow streets of London that maybe you see in pictorial representations of medieval cities.
Well, Dickens,
it's kind
actually.
Of typical of that. It's very narrow, very dark, very enclosed, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And yeah, carry on now, Paul.
And what was it? Peggy Ramsey, Joe Orton's agent.
Oh, the pigeon.
Pigeon likes Joe Orton, clearly.
What?
Do you remember Joe Orton? I mean, you won't remember him because he died.
Well, I know the writer, Joe Orton.
Yeah. His agent, who was terribly, terribly old then, she used to buy sandwiches and she used to go and give them to the homeless people, which were plentiful. I think they still are.
They were around that time in the 80s.
And then there was, I can't remember, there was another agent on the right-hand side. I think I can't remember his name. But it was a really sort of creative little street.
It was in the heart of the West End.
It was, but it was one of those little cut-throughs that you often wouldn't notice just walking along the road. And I worked there for 3.5 years at Theatre Goers Club of Great Britain.
Well, Ticketmaster had a tiny office there.
Yeah,
where
you had the accounts office there.
And I think marketing were based there.
Yeah.
And I went there a few times. I mean, just to elaborate on Goodwins Court, there are buildings with the old windows, you know, the bowed wooden windows with the little, you know, leaded lights, I think they call them, don't they?
Yeah, yeah.
From the 1600s. I mean, incredible. Amazing.
And at the end of Goodwins Court was a restaurant that our patron of Theatre Goers, well, not patron, he was the owner of Theatre Goers Club, Eddie Kulakundus. He used to love that restaurant. And who was he married to? Or who is it? Susan Hampshire. He's married to Susan Hampshire. So they used to be in the office quite a bit. But he used to love this restaurant at the end of the court. So whenever he came in, they would go there. Yeah.
And to those of you who've always asked, where did you and Paul meet? We met when we were both working in the West End.
We did.
And we met, what theatre did we meet at?
The Young Vic.
The Young Vic. We met at the Young Vic. Yeah.
On a show which at that time had Zoe Wanamaker in it.
Did it?
Yeah. You saw it with Zoe Wanamaker, but when it moved, she didn't move with it.
So I worked for the ticket agent, ticket master, and I worked as a sales floor manager. And Paul worked in marketing. And when you work for ticket agents, in the old days where you had big phone rooms full of people selling shows on the phone, you used to have to take your staff, your salespeople, out to the theatre to see the shows so they could sell them effectively and recommend shows, because also it was in their interest to sell as many tickets as possible because they earned commission.
Yeah.
So
you might be guided towards a show that had a higher ticket price because there was more commission to be earned on it.
Well, you always aim to sell top price tickets.
Oh yeah, you always aim top price, yeah.
You never said, oh, I can do you a cheap seat in the gods.
No.
You never said that. You went for full price, always, of course.
Yeah, I know, but you, like, if there was the option of going to a show that had a ticket price of £18 top, because there were some top price tickets at £18 then, now they're hundreds of pounds. But then you have the opportunity of going to Phantom of the Opera at £26.50. People would push people to Phantom of the Opera because they'd earn more commission on it.
£26.50. I don't ever remember a Phantom of the Opera ticket being £26.50.
Yeah, it was £26.50.
Not with booking fee.
No, not with booking fee. With booking fee, it was usually over 30 quid.
Yeah, it was normally 32, I think, something like that.
But Blood Brothers, which I was working on in 1996, I think it was, we put up the ticket price to £29.50 on a Friday and Saturday evening. And that was the highest ticket price in the West End. And then everyone else started doing that. And then I think when we had Jessica Lange in A Streetcar Named Desire at Theatre Hall Haymarket, the top price on a Friday and Saturday evening was £32.50. And again, that broke that ticket barrier. But I mean, now, tickets in the West End, well, not now, because of course there aren't any now, aren't any shows at the moment,
no.
But they were. I mean, some of them were hundreds of pounds for top price seats, premium seats as they became called.
Anyway, so yes, we met in the West End.
Lipstick Dreams.
The glamorous West End of London.
Lipstick Dreams and The Last Yankee. Those were the two shows we met on.
Yes. Anyway, I thought that was thunder before.
No.
But I think it was wind.
Oh, that's why you were going... Ooh.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. We had thunder yesterday.
We did, a little clap.
Well, it was quite a big rumble.
But it moved. Moved on.
Yeah. I did, when I looked out the window, it was really bright sunshine all around, but then there was a sort of grey area, not a black area, there was a grey area. And the rain coming out of that area was really heavy.
Lovely.
But did it hit us?
No, it didn't. They've had rain in other areas of London, but not West London.
No.
Sadly not. The ground is bone dry.
Yeah.
Bone dry. I left the sprinkler on last night.
I know you
about
did.
An hour at
Accidentally,
least.
you did.
But it needed it. The garden needed a good old watering. And it will need it again today. So, let's move on with the show. Word of the week.
What's this week?
Word of the week. Well, we didn't have one last week.
We haven't had one for a while.
One the week before either. So we thought we'd do one this week.
I like word of the week.
One.
Say that again.
Do one.
What's that mean? We do one.
No, I just wanted to say it.
All right, okay.
So my word of the week this week is whiffler. Whiffler. That's WHIFFLER. Whiffler. What does it mean, Paul? What do you think it means?
Is it...
Whiffler. Oh, he's such a whiffler.
Oh, I was going to say it's
she's
a sense...
a whiffler.
I thought it might be a sense of smelling something as it goes just past your nose and then you can't quite know where it's come from.
That's a whiff. I caught a whiff of something.
Yeah, but a whiffler could be the actual thing that does the whiff.
No.
So it's...
Oh, she's such a whiffler. Such a whiffler.
Is-
He's a whiffler. It's a whiffler.
Oh, it's a whiffler now. We've gone away. I thought you might be.
Well, I'm trying to be non-binary. I'm trying to be non-binary.
Is it gossipy?
They're a whiffler.
Gossipy. No?
No.
No.
Oh, I've got a friend.
Whiffler.
Okay, you're not guessing it, so I'm going to tell you what it is. So, the definition is a person who frequently shifts opinion or course.
Oh, bloody hell, I've known so many of those people in my life.
Well, I mean, it's like those people who change the name of their YouTube channel every 5 minutes.
Oh, there are a few of those.
Yes, what a load of whifflers.
Yeah. Oh,
anyway, let's move on.
Oh, we were going to change our name of our YouTube channel, weren't we?
Unless you can remember what that comedy name was, Paul, and recite it just like that, don't bother.
We were going to call it the Gardening Diary of Richard and Paul's Kitchen Country Garden Homesteading Channel.
Yes.
That's what we were going to call it, something like that.
Just to cover all bases.
Yeah. Diving. We need to get diving in there.
And cooking.
And cooking. And swimming. Yeah.
So why swimming?
Well, I like swimming. I think we should be swimming. That's why.
You haven't been swimming since 2007.
I haven't. I think, is it 2000? It might even be before then. I used to love swimming.
Yes, okay, let's
So
move
if
on.
you want us to change our channel name to the Gardening Diary of Richard and Paul's Kitchen Country Gardening Homesteading Channel, you're out of luck because we're not going to.
We know who we are. We
Yeah.
know what we like. And
Yeah.
we just stick to it. That's what we do. Oh,
that was quite fun.
don't carry on. It's too sexy. So, weather. Richard and Paul's weather report.
Tonight.
Richard and Paul's weather report.
It's windy.
Windy, cold.
Blue skies.
Look, I'm wearing my patched socks.
Oh, you are.
I am.
I think they've done very well. Show.
Ow!
Look.
Ow, I can't do...
Can you twist them that way? Look.
Well, I can twist that way, no problem.
Oh,
I'm wearing my new pants, my new leisure pants.
He's got his scrubs on that he made from an old IKEA sheet.
That's right. If you follow our mini vlogs, that's mini vlogs on Planet Vegetaria, you would know all about that.
You've taken these in though, haven't you?
I have taken them in, but I've explained that on the mini vlog.
Oh, he's explained that on the mini vlog.
That's our mini vlogs on Planet Vegetaria. That's Planet Vegetaria, a Facebook group by Richard and Paul. Richard and Paul since 2017. That's contractual.
I think you've done a really good job there.
Thank you, Paul.
I think I sounded a bit like that woman then from the Great British Sewing Bee.
Esme,
yes. They are sort of tall and shorter, aren't they?
One's tall and one's short.
Yeah.
Bit like ours.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do our own sewing bee contest here in the house with social distancing in place.
I could be
Paul,
Esme.
Don't start knocking the stand.
I understand.
Let's move on now, shall we, Paul? So, sunny, windy, cold, not rainy. Dry and cloudy. Beautiful clouds, but we're hoping for rain. We need rain. Please send it our way.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get any though, or nothing substantial anyway.
And of course, the weather means that people have completely and utterly forgotten that it's a lockdown.
Oh.
And people seem to be streaming up and down the streets at will, feeling as though they live in a free society.
Yeah,
No, we don't live in a free society at the moment. We have to take our lead from our governments.
Yes, but apparently you can travel 260 miles to Durham to visit a family member.
Right.
If you have a concern, you're allowed to do that because government members have done that.
Yeah,
So
well, let's
there we
not
are.
labour the point.
Mm.
So, Paul, you wanted to talk about tomatoes and how it's time for them to go out.
Well, I mean, I've put some out. I put our Monde out that we sowed in January.
Oh, Mama.
And I've also been given 2 others by another allotment holder, which I've put out. But my others are now out blowing in the wind. They're not in the ground. They're just still in their pots on the bench. But they will be getting buffered and battered by this wind. So that will be strengthening the stem.
That's right.
Which needs to happen. But the poor beans.
Oh.
I put up bean canes the other day and put in our climbing beans. And they've been pretty battered by the... You know how you do when you put in the bean and then you try and encourage it around the pole? Some of ours are sort of flopping on the ground because they're going, no, it's too windy, it's too windy. So you can hear them actually if you stand close enough because they've got very small voices, so you have to listen very carefully. But yeah, so they're hopefully, I'm going to try and entice them up, and I might actually use a bit of string to get some of them going this year. Because they're mainly, the ones that are doing that are mainly Shaz's runner beans, which are doing really, really well.
Thank you, Shaz. Thank you. That's Shaz from the Kingstone 8.
Yes.
That's a channel here on YouTube.
Mm.
Go over and have a look. Shaz does the most amazing art and beautiful, calm, relaxing videos that just make me feel so... So she's really good. That's the Kingstone 8. I'll put a link. No, that's a card.
Oh.
That's a card.
Why aren't you doing that?
A link. I'll put a link in the description as well. I'll put a card here. Okay? Yes, all right, Paul. You don't need to do it 3 times. God.
I like doing things 3 times.
Yeah, I've noticed. So, also, we did mention Planet Vegetaria, that's a Facebook group by Richard and Paul. Just to say, if you are going to share things on Planet Vegetaria, make sure the sharing thing
option is public.
Because otherwise we can't see what you've posted. That's right, and it could get declined.
Yes. Yeah, so when you go to share it, there is actually an option just before you do that says public or friends and friends of friends type of thing. Just make sure it's public before you share it to Planet Vegetaria. Otherwise, some people who may be your friends on Planet Vegetaria can see it, but we can't.
No, we can't.
And we want to.
We want to.
Especially if they're pictures of gambling sheep!
Anyway, Zoom. I had a Zoom. That's not the ice lolly. It's the...
That was me zooming.
Oh, God. I had a Zoom with my family last night. It was good. It was good fun, actually. Yeah, just wanted to say that. Try it. Try it out. It's just like Skype, really. Really.
Well, it is like, yeah, it is.
Really. It works the same way.
Yeah.
I don't know why people are making a fuss over Zoom.
Well, it's because it was the new kid on the block, sort of. I mean, it really put itself out there with lots of marketing.
But it made me download the app.
Well, yeah.
I had to download the app.
You do if you're on a tablet. You don't if you're on a computer.
I was on the phone.
Yeah, if you're on a phone or a tablet, you need to download the app.
Okay.
But if you're on a computer or a laptop, you don't have to.
Great. So it was super. I just wanted to say that. Yeah.
I was watching...
Technology during lockdown is a godsend.
I was watching Michael Portillo and one of his train journey things.
Lovely.
One of his Bradshaw train journeys. And he was... I must admit, I was falling asleep But then they went to a tea plant tea plantation in Malaysia, and that was really interesting.
Right. Why did you say that? What did that have to do with technology during lockdown?
Well, you were doing your Zoom, and I was doing that while you were doing your Zoom. But it was amazing.
Oh, I see.
They cut down huge amounts of forest to put up this plantation of tea bushes. But what I didn't know is that a tea bush lives and lives and lives. It's got a really long life as long as you carry on picking it.
It's a type of camellia.
It is a type of camellia.
Tea bush. Anyway, moving swiftly on to television we've watched.
I watched that.
We also watched, or have been watching, RuPaul's Drag Race Season 12.
Oh, yes.
But it's reached the point, and this is really interesting, it has a tie-in with what we've been talking about in terms of lockdown television. It's reached the point on Drag Race where they obviously had to stop the filming because of the lockdown. Yeah?
No.
Yeah.
No, they couldn't restart the filming. It was filmed last summer.
Yeah.
For
the finale.
And then what they do is a week, normally the week before the finale, they get all of the girls together on set and do what they did last night. They sort of chat about each other and how the season went, which obviously they couldn't do. Yeah.
So it's reached the point where it's caught up and it's at lockdown phase now. So they've had to do, the sort of people on their phones with little pictures of
like
everybody.
A Zoom meeting.
Like a Zoom meeting. Do you just want to say everything I'm going to say in advance?
I didn't know you were going to say that.
But the thing we noticed is how well they had edited it. And we've got programmes in the UK like Have I Got News For You, which is being done in a similar style. And I've just noticed, I've said this before, how much better the Americans do these things. Just far superior. Superior editing, much slicker. I mean, sometimes the BBC programmes, they do look like they got the students in to do them.
Well, yeah, Have I Got News For You at the moment?
They really do. They do look.
Well, I've stopped watching it.
It's like the weekend, the news channel at the weekend, it's full of mistakes.
Oh, it is.
It's like, have you got the interns in this week to do the work?
It's because like they've got the B team.
That's what it looks like, And it's really unprofessional. But RuPaul's Drag Race, sorted. Very slick. Love it. Other programmes we've been watching. Paul, we watched, and you were watching this for the first time ever, a movie from the early 70s, which is in the similar vein to movies like The Railway Children and Chitty Bang Bang. Indeed, it is a Lionel Jeffries production.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
It's called The Amazing Mr. Blunden. And Paul had never seen this. I have watched it a number of times, especially as a child, and love it. And you'd never seen it.
I know. I don't know why I'd never seen it.
No,
because I've seen most sort of films of that era. But I really, really enjoyed it. It's a very, very sweet film. And it's interesting because Mr. Blunden at the beginning, or
No, don't tell them anything.
You do wonder why it's called The Amazing Mr. Blunden.
Go
then you
and
find
watch
out.
it. I think you can get it on Amazon. Watch it. It's a very, very sweet film, especially suitable for young children, although it could be slightly scary, but could be slightly, I guess.
Well, only in sort of like Ghosts of Motley Hall scary.
Well, no, there is some tension and there is some excitement.
Yeah, there is.
And for adults alike, I think you'd find it charming. So we watched that, and that was good.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
We also watched Back to the Future, didn't we?
2.
Part 2.
Back to the
Because
Future
you've never seen
2.
any of the films.
No, I've not seen any of the Back to the Future films. So we watched the first one about a week ago, and we watched the second one a couple of days ago. And the second one's not as good as the first one in... I don't know. It feels so much slicker because I think technology had moved on. Filming technology had moved on so much in such a short space of time.
Elocution lessons.
Yeah.
Really?
Such a short.
Paul, come on.
And but it was Biff's film, wasn't it? Really.
So we're not going to say anything about the movie in case you haven't seen it. So go and watch it if you like a fun movie. But the one thing we wanted to comment on is how movies, in fact, in general, people fail so miserably to predict what's going to happen in the future. I think...
Technologically.
Yeah, technologically. I mean, obviously you've got Leonardo da Vinci, who did make a number of very accurate predictions in terms of technology.
Helicopter.
But in terms of modern times, isn't it interesting how program makers and filmmakers get it so wrong in so many ways? I think Star Trek has probably done one of the best jobs.
Yeah.
In terms of communicators, flat screen technology, things like that.
Yeah. You
think of Voyager, how they had those tablets that they did their work on.
Yeah.
That was before tablets came out.
That was, yeah. Was it before phones came out? Yes, it was before phones came out.
Well, before
it was
smartphones.
Before smartphones came out. Yeah.
So Star Trek has done the best job.
I don't think there's many others. I mean, I remember watching Alien again, which I've watched several times, and the screens on that, they're all sort of like black with green.
Yeah, they're typical CRT screens.
And you sort of wonder, how could somebody not predict that screens, when we had colour TV screens and our computer monitors were black and green, how could somebody not predict that the computer monitors would one day be exactly the same as a colour TV was at that point?
It's interesting, isn't it? I think so. Anyway, lovely. Let's move on.
What was the other one that we were saying?
Who? What?
Oh yeah, I thought that had communicators. I thought Tomorrow's People had communicators, but you think not.
I don't think they did.
Did they communicate through their belts?
No, they were psychic.
Oh, that's right, they were psychic. Why could I not forget? Oh, I'd like to watch Tomorrow's People again.
It's not Tomorrow's People.
What is it?
It's The Tomorrow People.
The Tomorrow People, yeah.
God, honestly.
Tomorrow's People would be a version on Sci-Fi. Well, because they always have, like, the fake films on Sci-Fi. Like, what's it? Independent Day, rather than Independence Day and things like that. Next.
Yes, I don't tend to watch that absolute drivel.
I don't watch it.
Yes, you do. You sit watching that Sci-Fi channel.
I don't. Very rarely.
Watching that takeoff of Tomb Raider. You used to love that. What was that? You know, with that actress who was in AJ and the Queen. Oh, well, there go my glasses. Oh dear.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
But that wasn't on Sci-Fi. That was on.
It was
that was on Sky. Channel. It used to be on Sky when we watched it. It had the British actor in it, didn't it?
Yeah, you used to love watching that.
God, what was that called? I can't remember.
Tomb Cracker or something. I don't know.
I don't think it was something like that.
Oh, I don't know. Let's move on because it's getting boring now.
Artifact, something?
No.
Oh, yeah, can't remember what it was.
Anyway, are we still recording, Paul?
Yeah, look, it's
good.
Flashing.
Well, I can't see without my glasses, which have just gone over the side of the sofa and probably smashed into a million pieces.
They will be fine.
I'm sure they will because they're plastic.
Yes.
So it's bank holiday, bloody weekend.
Yeah. What a difference.
Doesn't really mean anything, does it now?
No, but you're not at work tomorrow.
I'm not turning the phone and the computer on, no.
Yeah, you're not working tomorrow.
I'm not working tomorrow, which is good. I'm in on Tuesday.
I'm not working either, but I'm not working anyway.
You're furloughed.
I'm furloughed. Yeah.
Oh, what a shame. Anyway, so what did I want to say?
I sort of did think when it got to Friday, I sort of did think, even though I'm not working, I did think, oh, it's a bank holiday on Monday, and then I thought, what? It's no different to normal at the moment. It's just no different.
No.
But I did get a sort of little frisson of excitement about a bank holiday.
Did you?
Yeah. There's another one. They're doing another one in October.
Yeah.
They're putting an extra one in.
Lovely. Right, so I think that's it.
Yeah.
You wanted to just give a quick update on Mum.
Yeah. Mum's, as you know, has got all her care back, so that's really good. Because it's been so windy in Guernsey, she hasn't been going out for her walk around where she lives. But hopefully with the wind dying down over the next couple of days, she will be out. But yeah, she's good. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. But lots of things changing in Guernsey of going, things opening up because it's differently run island. So it's not run under the UK government. It has its own government. So things are opening up over there. Various shops and restaurants and things like that are beginning to open. But not for travelling to or from the islands. I think they're going to open up flights to between the islands or travel between the islands before they open it up to France and the UK and other territories. Yeah.
So what's in store for this coming week, Paul? What's in store for you?
I'm making a loaf now, so I'll be doing a bit of baking. But I think it's going to be soil testing, and I think it's going to be other sort of mini vlogs. And I think once I've done the soil test, I'll also be making some fertiliser. So I will be doing that in the next few days.
Lovely.
Oh, and my weekly vlog, which, like Richard's, his weekly vlogs get put together and uploaded on a Saturday. My weekly vlogs, A Week at the Plot, are uploaded on a Monday, so that one will be up tomorrow, the next one.
Marvellous.
It's your spinny washing machine.
Oh, it's the washing machine.
The washing machine is spinning at the moment. Richard didn't know what it was.
Oh, I just didn't know. I thought maybe it was my neighbour pressure washing her patio again.
I've never ever known a patio that needs so much pressure washing.
Well, it doesn't need any pressure washing.
No.
That's the whole thing.
No.
Anyway, let's move on. So this week for me is going to be more sewing projects. Yes, I'm hoping to make a caftan so I can float around the house looking like Shirley Bassey.
What material are you going to use?
I'm going to use that duvet.
What duvet?
That duvet cover. The IKEA duvet cover that we never use. It's quite a floaty material. It's lovely.
The circly one.
Yes. And it's got a wild design on it. Very 70s, I feel.
Mm.
And I will look something like Elizabeth Taylor or Princess Margaret or Shirley Bassey.
Do you think you
floating around the garden?
Can you buy IKEA fabric online?
Yes, you can, because they only do it online now.
Oh, right. Yeah, because I know that they were closing the fabric thing when we were last there.
Well, they certainly
in store.
In our store they were. Yeah.
Because you really liked those fabrics.
The fabrics are high quality, actually, really strong fabrics for making curtains and things like that. So maybe I'll look online, but not for a caftan. You want a floaty, sort of soft material for a caftan.
Yeah, but not too silky or smooth.
What do you mean?
Well, because then you can't sew it, can you?
Oh no, this is
slips.
like a polycotton. It's like a polycotton. So it's a blend. It's a blend. We don't normally buy a polycotton, but I liked the design. The reason I don't use it is because it's just too big for the duvets.
Yeah.
They move around. The duvets move around within the cover. So that means somebody ends up with a bit of sheet draped over them.
Yeah.
Rather than the warmth of the duvet.
One thing you don't want is a bit of sheet draped over you. Ever.
We're going now. So thank you for watching. Thank you, bloody thank you. And we'll see you during the week for more mini vlogs daily. That's it. And yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Have a lovely day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And if you're in the UK, enjoy your bank holidays. Social distance, remember.
Yeah. Socially distancing
God's
on your bank
sake.
holiday.
We're going now. So take care. Bye for now. I'm going to press the button. If I can see the button. Is it that one there?
It's that one there.
So take care. Bye for now. Lovely to see
Bye.
you. Bye. Bye.